All right, it is 2025, and that means you can find some writing niches that pay big for beginners. All right, so let's look at these ones here. So 2025 brings about amazing opportunities for brand new freelance writers who want to turn their passion for words into a profitable and sustainable career. Now, I've been freelance writing for a decade. Yes, I'm a dinosaur now. And while new tools and new strategies have evolved over the years, the method that I teach in my course, write1k.com, is a solid method that works every year for all types of writers. Of course, I adapt and I tweak my method if there has been a substantial shift in freelancing, like it has recently with AI, right? Everything is talking about AI this and AI that. I have a module in Write1k about AI. I've been tweaking my own strategy, my own client base, everything around this new thing that's happening to us. It has pushed out some writers that aren't great writers out there that don't value their own writing as much, so the pay is minimal, all right? But if you can carve out your own brand, your own niche, and really understand your topic industry and the deliverables, then you can definitely make money as a writer in 2025. So if you're interested in getting paid for your words and living a flexible, stress-free life, I'm doing it part-time as a full-time parent here, then let's check out these potentially six-figure freelance writing niches for 2025. Now, I can't guarantee you that all these niches will give you six figures just from your client pieces. You may have to supplement your income. You might have to do other things, but these are profitable writing niches. Now, each writing niche is based on if beginners can break into them, the skills needed, the pay if accessible, and the types of content you might do. Now, just as a recap, my name is Elna Kane, and like I said, I've been a freelance writer online since 2014. Now, my freelance writing niche has evolved, and currently it's mostly B2C SaaS in the creator economy niche kind of thing. So the first niche, is AI actually. You cannot turn your back from AI. You have to understand AI. You should be using AI tools. And just to preface, Grammarly, if you're using Grammarly or any editing tools, they are AI. They have always been AI. Now there's more of an AI. If you're using Gmail, AI is incorporated into that now. So it's there and it's going to stick. If you're using Alexa, that's AI generated as well. So it's machine learning, and the writing that you might do might be B2B content that explains and promotes AI tools. I do that type of writing, algorithms, talking about all that, and emerging technologies. So businesses increasingly need writers who can break down complex AI concepts into the user-friendly content for their target audience. Now, the AI market is expanding. It's projected to reach 190 billion, that's a big B, by 2025, with a growth rate of 37.3% annually through 2030. So it's already projected, it's already growing. This niche is popular due to its high demand and potential for lucrative opportunities. Like I said, it's seeping into all areas of our life. So it would behoove you not to try to understand this and try to see if you can incorporate this into your writing process, into your client avatars, basically, of who you want to write for. Businesses may want you to write AI content, but also marketing content. So for example, on GoDaddy, I write for small businesses, but occasionally I'll write about the impact of AI on small business owners. So here's my post about AI for small business owners. If you're willing to learn more about AI, then this is the niche for you. Skills you need to make this niche work for you include understanding those AI concepts. So, be familiar with the natural language processing, terminology, deep learning, AI prompting. Those are all very popular topics that you can dive deep into on Medium, on LinkedIn, just with different magazines and publications. Technical writing ability, of course, this is a technical niche. So you can even be a tech writer and focus on AI companies if you want. You can even term yourself that way. So you need to simplify complex technical information for the non-expert audience. Of course, have experience in the editing AI generated copy. So a lot of jobs might have you take AI copy and humanize it. That is a skill, and it may not pay that high, but you can add this to a service of what you do to help businesses. And then specialized knowledge, awareness of those emerging AI trends, ethical considerations that are circling around, and the practical application of these tools. So the types of high-paying services might include those product descriptions descriptions for AI tools. So writing those user-friendly descriptions. This is more for e-commerce. You might do explainers and guides, breaking down AI concepts in simple, accessible language. Again, ethics content. There could be businesses that just focus on that. And so you would just target your writing, your services, your marketing for those types of businesses. And then editing, like I said, AI written copies. So if you want to include editing in your service, then that could be a service that you can provide. So the pay for this niche varies. For my skill level, the pay ranged from 30 cents to 50 cents. And here's just an example of WordTune, which is an AI tool. It's a competitor to Grammarly. It helps you rewrite your sentences and does other things as well, summarizes things. But on their blog, they are focusing on more students, college, high school students, because that's probably their target market for this tool. And so there is blog posts for them, and one could be something about how to make AI sound more human and talking about their tool in this as well. All right. So this is sort of a type of educational content that is for the target market who is using AI in their homework, in their research papers, but they need to tweak it and edit it. These are some practical tips. So it's a practical guide, and the writer can weave in AI. It can show other AI tools. It can be a beneficial piece of content that can be shared on social media as well. Now, gaming, I put gaming here. It's not really high paying for the most part, but it is an established niche. It is a highly popular niche. And if you are well versed in gaming, then you would know the big players. You would sort of know the companies that would pay writers. So that's just something to think about. You would create content around video games and gaming accessories and related technology. And like I said, the niche is booming, with the video game segment expected to generate over $450 billion in revenue in the next 4 years. One thing to note, there is slightly more scams associated with the gaming niche. So I've had discussions with past writers telling me that they go to a gaming site and they see lots of writers on the site, so they think they pay. And when they sign up, the company says, well, we'll pay based on views, but then they never pay the writers. So first of all, I would never get paid for views, so don't fall for that it could be a scam. And I would never give them free content if it's a trial period as well. It's all paid, everything is paid, and you have to establish your rate right off the bat with these companies, because like I said, there are more scams associated with the gaming industry. But if you're still interested in this niche, you of course need to know the games, the popular games out there, Fortnite, Minecraft. I don't know, my son plays Brawl Brothers, I guess. There's lots of apps and games that are popular on YouTube, on Twitch, that kids are talking about. Community engagement, understanding gamer culture, how they speak, all of that is different. And then the content creation skills. So like knowing how to write reviews and tutorials, crafting engaging blog posts, writing for gaming websites. And just to preface, writing reviews and tutorials, I do have a course, Freelance Blogging in a Weekend. This course teaches established writers more types of content, like viral content, review content, things like that, SEO content. And this does help with you if you want to be a gaming writer, for example, but it does, apply to all types of niches. Now, rates will vary depending on the publication or site, and I would spend some time finding writers on LinkedIn and seeing where they write. This can help you see if those publications are reputable. So here's an example. So Rachel here is a news writer. So instead of saying a gaming writer or writer for gaming industry, like she just puts news writers and then this is the company. So for example, GamesBeat. You can look at that company and see, like, do they hire writers? I think she has her experience here as a news writer for this company, a news writer for this gaming publication here, and it's freelance. So that's good to know. I wrote about games and tech in multiple websites. So here's some examples. You can look at those companies as well. So she has a lot of companies that she's worked for. There's even more here if I open up the menu here. You can look into, that obviously she's a writer. She's still a writer in this world. So she's getting paid adequately. You can connect with her. You can comment on her activities. You can see if she has a website and an email list. You can learn more about her and ask her just some advice to get into this, and then she might help you. I'm not saying that she will. I don't know who she is. I just found her on LinkedIn because this came up for me when I typed in gaming writer. The creator economy is another profitable niche. This niche is a rapidly growing multi-billion-dollar industry where creators monetize their experience through personal brands. So they're offering digital products like courses, coaching, ebooks, memberships, and merch. If this is a niche, you, the writer, would help creators connect with their audience through those results-driven copy that enhances engagement, builds trust, and drives sales. So, for example, I am a content creator. I do have digital products. So if I wanted to hire a writer, they would focus maybe on my email marketing for my email funnels. They might focus on my TikTok channel to help me with finding TikTok trends, video topics for me. They might help me write LinkedIn posts to connect with my target audience of freelancers. So that's how I would utilize a writer in the creator economy. But since I am a writer in the creator economy, I don't need that help. Not to say that I haven't had help in the past. I've hired copywriters to help me with my email funnels in the past. So I'm just saying. So about 2 years ago, I discovered this niche and fell in love with it. Since I am a content creator, I found it easy to write about what I'm doing, about my B2B SaaS niche and how it fits nicely since I already write about social media marketing. So a lot of the client pieces that I write are about things that I already know. So social media copywriting, so you're writing those social media posts, you're weaving in storytelling. So sometimes I will weave in my own personal story. It'll be first person content, and also being aware of the trends. What's happening on TikTok right now, with everything that was happening with it shutting down in the US, things like that, understanding what's going on in the creator economy. As a writer in this niche, you might write email funnels, like I mentioned, blog posts. You can do YouTube scripts, sales pages, social media copy. There's a lot here that you can do to help content creators, even like sales page writing. There's a lot because, if you're a content creator or an influencer, it's just one person. And so they need a team to help them. So for example, WAP is a course platform to help content creators. And so the content that I create helps those content creators decide if let's say WAP is for them. So one of the first ones that I created was about Teachable. So content creators know about Teachable. So I'm going to do a review on it, but then I'm going to also talk about WAP too. So I talk about this course platform, and then at the end here, a long post, I talk about how you can use WAP. Now, this was one of the first posts that I produced for this company. And nowadays the company has more real estate in the post for WAP. So now you include WAP throughout the content and you talk about it because it's becoming more established. In the beginning, many people didn't know about WAP, so they knew about Teachable. So if I can SEO this post, get it ranking, then people would come here and be like, what is this WAP? What's going on here? Kind of thing. Sorry, I'm just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Right. So that was one of the first posts that I created for them. Now for rates, I have been paid between 30 and 60 cents per word. As a beginner, shoot for startups that pay between 15 to 25 cents a word. So I have been following other creator economy businesses and reaching out to them. And it looks like many of them pay around this rate for beginners. So health and wellness is another profitable niche. Businesses in this space range from startups offering health tech solutions to established entities like insurance providers, doctors' offices, and wellness-focused blogs. So writers in this niche, they inform, they educate, and they inspire health-conscious readers while also adhering to those industry standards. This industry is wide. I mean, it includes fitness products, nutritional supplements, mental health apps, holistic wellness solutions. It includes also blogs, educational content, B2B marketing material, lots here. And I've noticed twice this tech lean. You might want to focus on being a health tech writer. Tech is a big industry, even though we've been hearing in the news of companies laying off workers. There are still lots of jobs for freelancers in the tech industry. And especially if you pair it with something like health or education or real estate, there's lots that you can do with tech. So if you want to be a health and wellness writer, the skills you might need include understanding those regulations. So, familiarize yourself with those guidelines, FTC regulations, FDA compliance, especially if you're targeting towards the US market. You want to ensure that all claims in the copy are backed by credible sources to avoid legal or ethical pitfalls. So, you have to be careful with what you say in these pieces of content that you produce for these companies because, they're held liable for that, for what you say. SEO for health content is a huge focus. So, understanding what EEAT is, which is expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, what that means, how to write that type of content. You also want to have high quality factual content, like I said, with reputable sources, and you want to incorporate those health related keywords strategically throughout your piece. And if you're interested in SEO writing, make sure to grab my fast track to SEO writing that helps you figure out where to put those keywords, how to find those keywords, all of that for your content. Some services you might provide in this niche might be just B2B content or SEO blog posts. You can focus on email or sales pages or even educational materials. So like pamphlets, like educational material, like white papers perhaps. And rates vary based on your experience. So if you're like a nurse, you can probably command a higher rate than someone that isn't a nurse. And if you can also, like I said, merge other niches like tech, then you could increase your rate faster and have a higher rate to start off with. So for example, I just pulled up Superpath has a freelance writer healthcare tech. So again, tech is there. They're seeking a seasoned writer. So they do want someone that has experience. But if you have that experience, then you can apply. And I would still apply, even if it says like you need 3 to 5 years of copywriting. Just apply, because you never know. You might have the credibility or the experience that they need. So all this, they need to understand healthcare technology, the compliance with HIPAA. So there you go. SEO writing, there you go. Lots here. And it's 600 per blog post. So that's something to think about. I don't know how long each post is. I would think it's not more than 2,000 words, probably 1,500 words for SEO. Here's another one that I recently saw. I mean, it is a week old, but Dot-Media is calling for a top tier nutrition writer who live and breathe supplements, protein powders, and all things nutrition. So they're looking for credited people that are dietitians, for example. If you are a dietitian, if you are a nurse, or if you have some kind of credentials behind you in the health and wellness space, then use that to your advantage. The next niche is finance. Finance has always been a highly profitable niche and a popular niche for freelance writers. With finance, I would focus on personal finance because it's in high demand right now. So topics range from budgeting tips, credit advice for the financial apps, and investment guidance. So personal finance writing doesn't typically require advanced degrees, making it accessible for writers with strong research and communication skills. So realize that this is a beginner niche. You don't need to be, a broker or a banker to write in the finance niche. You just need to know how to research and communicate what you research in an easy manner so people can understand it and find an engagement with your writing. So if you want to break into finance writing, you need to simplify those financial concepts, break them down so that they're easy to understand. You also need to understand the audience. Each company might have a slightly different audience. And then the SEO knowledge, knowing how to optimize your content is key for a lot of these niches. So some projects you might do are the blog posts, app reviews are probably very popular, newsletters, white papers, SEO content. So as far as rates, they're typically higher than other niches. I'd say around 18 cents a word. I think this job here at Go Banking rates is around 18 cents a word. So they want to join their freelance content creator community. It's 100% remote anywhere in the US. You're going to be writing about budgeting, saving, loans, banking, all this stuff here, even crypto, credit cards. And they're looking for the deep expertise in one or more of those categories, skilled at producing engaging and optimized content, like I mentioned, deliver well-researched articles, right, that are backed up by sources. So they want you to submit a sample or complete an assessment here, and they pay $175 per article. I looked at their articles, and I'm guessing it's around 18 cents a word. The next one is cybersecurity. Now, this is a highly specialized niche, and it can fall under finance, but I separated it. It involves creating content to help businesses address like those cyber threats, enhance security measures, and educate audiences. Now, with the rise in cyber attacks, I have here a screenshot of that cyber crime to cost the world $10.5 trillion annually by 2025. This was written in 2020, but I mean, it's an ongoing issue, especially for the senior community and the online community as well. So cybersecurity efforts, both internally and externally, are being breached. So you could work with tech companies or cybersecurity firms or industry thought leaders. Make sure you understand cybersecurity concepts. So, do you know what phishing is, what ransomware is, what data breaches mean? Familiarize yourself with the industry standard practices, what tools are needed, all of that. Technical writing. So understanding and translating those complex cybersecurity jargon into clear content that people can understand, and pay attention to those details because, there's a lot of information in the cybersecurity industry. The types of projects you might do include blogs, white papers, educational guides, case studies, or internal documents. Rates will vary. So it's a common thread here if you've noticed, but I suggest to get to know the players in this field and learn more about the companies that hire cybersecurity writers. This person on LinkedIn, they help you find a cybersecurity, but I believe this person also writes in the cybersecurity niche. So he does both here, but I would get to know follow this person, read their content. They're on Medium as well, and learn about where they've been writing, Amazon, here's on a YouTube channel. So Udemy, there's lots here that you can look at. Here's for Medium. You can look at his content there. So you can just take a look and see. Like I said, I don't know this person, but they could be a resource for you. The next one is SaaS, software as a service. As the SaaS industry continues to grow, so does the demand for skilled writers who can simplify complex software concepts and create content that converts. Now, SaaS companies like Asana, Trello, Intuit, Grammarly, Notion, and Basecamp are always looking for writers who can understand their software and target audience and clearly communicate the benefits of their tools, craft content that drives up signups and boost retention. So while I don't write for these particular companies, I do write for like course creator companies, AI companies, SEO companies, things like that. So when I started freelance writing, I lucked into this niche. I mostly write for SaaS companies that focus on marketing, like I mentioned here. As a general SaaS writer, understanding the SaaS tools and the jargon and all of that, benefit-oriented writing, you're highlighting the advantages of software over its competitors. You're focusing on how it solves customer pain points. It depends on the type of writing that you're going to do, but that's one type. Be clear on your call to action. A lot of the content that I write for WAP, for example, has targeted CTAs that I need to put in my content, and research and simplification. So if you are focusing on top of the funnel content, that's educational, versus bottom of the funnel content, that's more user application. This is what the tool does. This is how it can help your business, kind of thing. If you need more help about the SaaS, make sure to watch my video on how to become a SaaS writer. Typical projects include blog posts, case studies, user guides, emails, and landing pages. Now, as for rates, this can vary depending if it's a startup company or not. So I started in this niche at around 12 cents a word, and now right in this niche at around 60 cents a word. Okay. So depending on if you're going to target startups, which as a beginner, I would target startups. You can, start around 12 cents, 15 cents and work your way up. The next one is thought leadership. The thought leadership niche focuses on helping executives, founders, and professionals position themselves as industry leaders through high quality content. This is key, especially on LinkedIn. Companies and individuals need well-crafted LinkedIn posts. They need articles and other personal branding materials to demonstrate their expertise, build credibility, and engage with their audience. So this niche is perfect for freelance writers who enjoy creating polished, insightful content that helps professionals shine like the stars that they are. So skills you need for thought leadership include understanding the audience of these professionals. You need to exude authority and clarity. So having that confident, authoritative type of content. SEO, especially for LinkedIn, knowing how to optimize those LinkedIn posts, or SEO for Google as well for those articles. Research and fact checking is also needed. You don't want to provide content that isn't factual to a thought leader because the onus is on them. Everyone will trust what they say. And so you have to make sure that your content is backed up by reputable sources. So as an example, I don't know if she hires a writer for her content, but let's say this person, Louise, who is a content marketer at Ahrefs, a lot of her posts are about Ahrefs. So if she needs a writer needs to understand Ahrefs and speak in her voice of what she writes in her posts if you want to do that. If she has a blog, then you can look at her blog and see what she writes about. Maybe you can help her with her thought leadership content on her blog as well. Like I said, don't look at these gigs and see that they need years of experience and they need particular skills. You can learn these skills and you can still apply even if you're a beginner writer. You do need to appear that you're not a beginner. And my course, Write Your Way to Your First 1K, can help you with that. Getting that freelance writer platform is what I call, where you have your brand, you have your socials, you have your website, you have your portfolio, all of that in place so that when you do pitch to these companies as a brand new writer, you look credible, right? That's important. If you're interested, make sure to check out Write Your Way to Your First 1K. And if you have any questions, make sure to comment below. And don't forget to watch that video on how to become a SaaS writer. All right, I'll see you in that video. Bye.